Hi, Richard again. Okay, now we're going to talk about tax foreclosures. A lot of questions we get is what's covered in a tax auction and what's not. Now, I'm not an attorney, nor do I report to be one, so I would suggest any legal advice you get, you go to an attorney. Here's the way I understand it. Anytime you buy property at a property tax auction, there's several issues that you need to be aware about. Number one is always check out the title. Always check out the title. Why? Because you never know what you're going to get until you do a title search. Okay. Now it's been said that property taxes are superior liens to anything else, and sometimes that's true and sometimes it's not. Basically, when a property is going into foreclosure, now this applies just to Texas, so and I'm sure it applies to other states, but if you live in another state, check your state laws to find out what your circumstances are. In Texas, when a property gets foreclosed on, we're a judicial state for property taxes. So anytime someone's delinquent in their property taxes, the taxing authorities hire a law firm. The law firm files a lawsuit, and the lawsuit basically will have all the details of what you're buying. Now, if the law firm representing the taxing authorities, when they file the lawsuit, they give a summons to a constable and have the constable serve the homeowner and the lien holders to let them know that they're now a defendant in the tax lawsuit, so that they're given a chance to defend themselves and tell why they're behind in taxes and why they haven't paid. Typically, so once the taxing authorities file a lawsuit, they have to go to judgment. Once it gets to a judgment, if the judgment is rendered in their favor, then they get a judgment against the homeowner. Except, here's the thing you got to be careful about. When you do when you're buying tax properties at tax auction, not only would I recommend you have a title search done, which a title search is basically, again, checks out any liens, mortgages, IRS liens, judgments, who the current owner is on the property. We don't check out property taxes, and 50% of the time, homeowners associations are not included because they don't record them down at the courthouse. If they're recorded at the courthouse, we'll pick it up. So that's a title search. On top of a title search, we also recommend you do a tax suit search. The price on that is an extra $15 if you order it at the same time you order your title searches. And basically what that does is we go down to the courthouse and look up the lawsuit file. We find out who the constable was able to notify and serve a summons to them in person or by publication, because if they were notified, then they're brought into the lawsuit. Sometimes, because the county may have hundreds of their lawsuits they're filing at the same time, what happens is they make mistakes. They don't always notify the homeowner. So if the homeowner isn't notified or the lien holder isn't notified, their interest is not going to be affected at all, and as a result of this tax sale. So does that make sense? So let me give you an example. So if they notified John Q. Public, if he's the owner, then his interest is going to be included, and therefore if you buy it at the auction, you're buying 100% ownership in that property. If the property, if the owner is not notified, then he still owns that property outright, even after you buy with the judgment at auction. Why? Because the owner was never notified. In America, we're given due process of law. So before the government can take our property for any reason, they have to take us to court, and we have to be given due process of law. If they never notify us that we're supposed to go to court, then our interest isn't affected. We are not under their jurisdiction if we're not notified. Does that make sense? So that's why a tax suit search is always recommended anytime you do a title search, anytime you buy property taxes, because that's just part of the game of knowing what you're buying. If you have any questions about this, give me a call. I know it's a difficult topic, or send me an email, and we'll take it from there. If you want to become an Inner Circle member, go ahead and sign up now, and you'll get access to a lot of discounts, one of which is discounts on title searches, as we covered before. So anyway, give us a call, and I'll catch you later. Bye-bye.